Hey everybody, I have a quick video here for you tonight. Now, I never make videos about sports. I did back when my channel was brand new. I talked about sports a few times, but since my channel is mainly about ancient history, I thought I would talk about the last time the Cubs went to the World Series, and that was 1945. And it is official. They have qualified for the World Series by defeating the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight and winning the series 4-2. And this will be the first time in 71 years that the Cubs go to the World Series, so I thought we should fly into Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. And this is a classic century-old ballpark. And why don't we go down to Street View and take a look at the ballpark. But the last time the Cubs were playing in the World Series was days after General George Patton got relieved of his duties by Eisenhower headquarters during World War II. It was a long time ago and certainly a different period in time. But on October 6, 1945, Billy Cineas, owner of Billy Goat's Tavern, was kicked out of Wrigley Field when he was attending the World Series because he brought his pet goat, and the odor of the goat was too much for some of the surrounding spectators, and he got kicked out. And that is how the curse of the Billy Goat was born on October 6, 1945. And of course, the Cubs have suffered through 1969, the great collapse of 1969, with the team with Ernie Banks and Billy Williams and Ron Santo and that crew, Ferguson Jenkins. 1984, losing the last two games of that series to the Padres, and the ball going through Leon Durham's leg, and that very good team, Ryan Sandberg leading that team. And then, of course, they had some other opportunities, and then in 2003, when they were 5 outs away, and the great collapse against the Florida Marlins and that heartbreaking defeat, when spectator Steve Bartman, right in this area, reached out and deflected a foul ball that Moises Alou would have caught, and Steve Bartman caught hell from a whole city. And since the Cubs have qualified for the World Series, I believe it is definitely appropriate for that city to somehow apologize and bring Steve Bartman back to Wrigley Field. What that city did to Steve Bartman, just for reaching out and putting his hand on a ball, he was made a villain in an entire city. And though people care about their sports, that was taken it way too far. So I think it is appropriate for Steve Bartman to be apologized to in a very public way. But tonight, a very historic night, the Chicago Cubs winning the National League Championship Series 4-2 and qualifying for their first World Series since 1945. And somewhere, you got to believe Harry Carey is having a toast and a Budweiser in the afterlife. Here he is seated with former President Reagan. But certainly a wonderful night in Cubsland, a day that many fans thought they would never see. But that is a quick video on sports. The Cubs are in the World Series against the Cleveland Indians. Hope you thought this was interesting, and you all have a nice night.